AI model rethinks renewable energy growth forecasts. Forecasting renewable energy growth has traditionally relied on steady, incremental models. In practice, however, deployment patterns for wind and solar have repeatedly exceeded expectations while remaining difficult to predict with precision. Research from Chalmers University of Technology introduces an alternative approach. Using machine learning and historical data across more than 200 countries, the model captures how clean energy expansion tends to unfold in uneven cycles. Growth often progresses gradually before accelerating in response to shifts in policy, investment, or infrastructure readiness. This challenges the conventional S-curve framework that underpins many long-term forecasts. Instead of assuming a smooth trajectory, the model reflects a more variable path, offering a probabilistic view of future deployment. For decision makers, this provides a baseline grounded in observed outcomes rather than idealized scenarios, modeling real-world outcomes at scale. At the center of the research is a machine learning system trained on 13,000 simulated scenarios. These scenarios represent a range of possible futures, from slower adoption pathways to rapid acceleration under favorable conditions. By analyzing these virtual environments, the model can identify patterns in how renewable technologies scale over time. When tested against historical data, it demonstrated the ability to project forward with a level of accuracy that supports its use in forward-looking analysis. The projections suggest that by 2050, onshore wind could generate roughly 25% of global electricity, while solar may account for around 20%. These estimates align with pathways consistent with limiting warming to 2 degrees Celsius, but fall short of trajectories associated with a 1.5 degrees target. This gap highlights a broader issue for energy planning. Current deployment trends suggest continued expansion, but not at the pace required to meet more aggressive climate goals without significant intervention. Policy ambition versus delivery reality. The findings also provide context for global commitments such as the COP28 goal to triple renewable capacity by 2030. Within the model's range of outcomes, achieving this target is possible but sits at the upper boundary of projected scenarios. Reaching that level of growth would depend on sustained coordination across major markets, alongside consistent policy support and infrastructure investment. Historically, such alignment has been difficult to maintain at scale. Timing remains a critical factor. Early acceleration in renewable deployment keeps more ambitious climate targets within reach, with required growth rates comparable to those already seen in regions including the EU and India. Delayed action, by contrast, would compress the timeline for expansion and increase the complexity of implementation. For businesses and investors, the takeaway is measured but clear. Renewable energy is set to expand significantly, but the pace of that growth will remain closely tied to external conditions. Models that account for variability, rather than assuming linear progress, may offer a more practical basis for strategic planning in the energy transition.